Welcome to Muslim Apologetics Australia. My message is for Christians who support the Israeli massacre of Muslims. It's incredibly ironic that so many Christians worldwide call themselves Christians and support the Israeli massacre in bombing and killing Palestinians. I remember on so many occasions the number of times Christians will preach to me how their God is not a God of vengeance or a God of war, and how Jesus in the New Testament, unlike the Old Testament or the Quran, came to preach peace and tolerance, unlike the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And Jesus rather taught love thy neighbor and even love thy enemy. And then they would quote verses from Matthew 5:28, where Jesus said, "You have heard that it was said, eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also." And then they will say how Jesus is love and how he loves unconditionally. And they would often mock the Islamic teachings regarding jihad and holy war and say that the religion of Islam is all about war and bloodshed, not mercy and forgiveness unlike Christianity, and how all these jihadis want to die for Allah. And despite all of this, these hypocritical Christians who mock Muslims about the holy war and jihad and say how Christianity is the opposite, such as love and forgiveness, are not forgiving and showing love to the Muslims by actively supporting Jews to kill Muslims to make way for Israel to be reclaimed for Christian Zionists, because they argue it's part of the holy plan for Christians to reclaim the Holy Land. And they sit there completely oblivious and silent, watching Jews massacre men, women, and children, all because God chose the Jews. Unbelievable, hey? So notice, all this love thy enemy and how Jesus taught the opposite of holy war goes right out the window. And you need to ask yourself, how are these Christians really Christians and claim they follow Christ? How can they be so hypocritical by preaching one thing and doing the complete opposite of what they preach? It goes to show that these people are nothing more than liars. It seems in order to spread Christianity, they will lie and tell you how Christianity is so beautiful and peaceful, to challenge the Islamic concept of religion. But in reality, they support war, bloodshed, so long as it serves the national interest of Christians. What a sad people. Shameful, really. You are certainly not Christians by any means.